Okay, what I want to do today is I want to go through uh, how to be able to log into the online book and how to do some of the problems. There's some things that you just need to know and make sure that you end up doing as you're going through and understanding how to use the system, and plus what the benefits are of using this system, not only to you, but also even to me, because it's at least showing me, that you understand the material. You're going to have some options in some cases to be able to um, change your answer and do some things. Sometimes it's just because you typed it in wrong. Sometimes it has to do with you did the math wrong. And so obviously my expectation is that you're still doing the homework on paper. You're getting that part of it done. And then from there, you're going through and uh, finishing it up and hopefully getting a perfect score. So that's kind of always the goal, is to get you to get as close to getting a perfect score as you possibly can. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the website. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to type in my.aps.edu. That's going to take you over to this class link site. You're going to see that you're going to enter in your username. Your username is going to be your student ID, so 980 or 970, depending on what first three numbers you have. You're going to type in your 9-digit username, and then you're going to type in your password, and then you're going to sign in. And once you do sign in, yours isn't going to look exactly like mine. However, what you'll notice is that these are in alphabetical order. This is a number, that's why it's first. And then you see the A's, and then so on. Sorry, I didn't really want this on. And you're going to see here the C's. You're going to see some other stuff as you kind of go through this as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to look down for R. So your R is going to be somewhere in here. I arrange mine so that mine's always at the top. I created a math folder called 2023 math folder. And then I can just click in there. You're really looking for this icon. So the McGraw-Hill Education, which is Reveal Math. So R is why I told you to look for that one. You're going to click on that. Once you click on that, it's going to send you over to this site. It does take a little while. It takes a little while for yours as well. So here you get on, you're going to see that it's kind of waiting to do that. And then what's going to pop up is you're going to see all your classes. Now, of course, I have all of my classes here, Algebra 1, Algebra 2, everything up there. I'm going to stick with Algebra 1 right now. So even though this is going out to everybody, I'm just going to show you an example. So you're going to click on your class. Another problem is let me go back to these programs here. So this is your classes. You'll notice it says El Dorado High School. If it doesn't say that, there are some of you that have different classes on that are online that you might be taking not only from El Dorado, but you might be taking from some other schools. It could be E-Academy, it could be any of those different types of things. Make sure you're in El Dorado High School to access this. So then you're going to access your math class, and you're going to notice under your calendar you have something that's due. So notice in this case, this is for Algebra 1. They have the 1.4 homework distributed property that's due coming up. So it tells you when the due date is. You can kind of see that. Now, if you don't want to look at that, you can always go to the assignments and notice that there are 3 assignments here that are here. And of course, I see it from a different view than you do. I see all the ones that have been submitted and what's happened in this particular case. But notice how in this case we've got these going on here. So you should see that. You will also have with your assignments, you'll have some that are past due. So you'll see like a little tab up here. And if you have a past due, you can always look under there to see what is what you haven't done. You can see anything that that you've completed as well. So you can go back and you can look at all the different homeworks as you kind of go through this. So we're going to go ahead and jump into one of those. While we do that, I'm going to click on one of these. I'm going to go right to the assignment. I'm going to pause this for a minute because I don't want any personal information to come up. So if you'll just hang on for a moment, I will be right back. Okay, now you're not going to see this stuff up here. When you click on the assignment, it's going to go directly. So as if I'm clicking on the assignment here, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to see in this particular case, what's going on. And it's actually directing me to the assignment. That's what it says up there. You'll notice that you have this kind of screen here. It tells you how many questions, how many points that are possible. And down here, which is kind of hard to see, you'll see this start screen. So you might see that. I'm just going to move this out of the way. So you'll see this start assignment. You're going to go ahead and start the assignment. You're going to go right into the questions. You'll notice that you can skip to the next question, but you can also do a skip down to a particular question if that's what you want to do. So if you have to come back and do anything. So here, we're going to go ahead and try to solve this. So I subtract 7 from both sides, so I get negative 15. And then I'm going to divide by 3, which is always doing the opposite as we go through these problems. All this is explained in videos that you have if you're in Algebra 1. But if I do that, I end up with negative 5. So I'm going to type in a negative 5. I'm going to go ahead and check answer. But if you need any help, you can always click on this and it will take you to either an example or something similar that will help you with this particular problem. But I'm going to check my answer. Got it correct. So we're going to go ahead and skip down to a question. I don't even know which one I am, which one I'm going to. I'm just going to pick one at random. So we'll go to question number 17. And in question number 17, notice we have a couple other things to do. So we're going to add 5 to both sides. So that means I get a over 6 equals 14. And then I have to multiply both sides by 6. So 6 times 14 is 24, 84, I believe. And so we're going to go ahead and type in 84, but I'm going to type it in wrong. So I'm going to say, okay, well, I think it's 74. So I'm going to type in 74, hit check answer. You'll notice it says incorrect, and then I have 2 tries left. So I can have 3 chances to answer this question. But notice I can go to click help. I can get a hint. And if anything comes out, the fracture bar is a grouping. So when you work backward, undo the grouping symbol last. So that's what it's kind of telling me, that I have to move the 5 over first, and then I have to take care of the 6, which is in the denominator here. So that's what I can do when I'm going through and getting some help. You'll notice that you have a little calculator up here that you can use. It's a scientific calculator. You may or may not know how to use a scientific calculator, but this is what it looks like, where I can type things in, 7 times, 5. Of course, that has nothing to do with this problem, but you'll notice that you have an answer over there. So it's a good way to be able to get up there. You can use that calculator to be able to answer any of the questions that you potentially have, but at least that'll help you with that kind of stuff. You'll notice in some of the questions that you have, and I don't think it happens in any of these particular questions, but you do have some things that you can do. I'm going to take you to one other question just to show you some things about this. So I'm going to pause it again, and then we'll be in a different assignment. Okay, so here is a problem that we have, and I just wanted to show you kind of how they write it out here. So notice that I have an M, an N, and a P, and all they want you to do is just to use the distributive property. So we're going to multiply through. So I would have negative 14, because negative 2 times 7 is negative 14. Negative 2 times negative 8 is positive 16. I don't have to put a plus sign there because the plus sign's already there. And then I don't have to put the n in. So if you do, you'll get an error because the m and the n are already there. And then the last one's the p, so those two are going to be 10. And then I can check my answer, and you'll notice that I get that correct. So let's go over to problem number 21. So on problem number 21, you'll notice that I have a little window that's going to pop up here, which has some options. Here's a fraction, here's a power, square root. This could be a cube root or something else. It has the less than or greater than, which we'll be using later on. It has parentheses, it has pi. It's got operators, anything else that we have. So now when we're doing combining like terms, these are definitely like terms because of the x squared. We add 2 plus 6, which is 8. So I'm going to go in here and type in 8. And then x, and then I'm going to type in that, so I get the squared. Either you're going to use the right arrow on the keyboard to go down, or you can use the down arrow to go down, or you can just click on it afterwards, and that gives you the answer, or not the answer, but that brings it back down if you need to. Then we can check our answer, and we're good. So that's how you use the system. That explains everything. So you should be good to go with using the book. Again, it's really helpful for me because it will give you It'll give me the answer. It'll tell me what you got right or wrong, but also it helps you because if you get it wrong, you at least have a couple extra tries to see what kind of mathematical error you might have made. And that's it.